like, if there was a way, like, we definitely track the experience, but if we showed it, like, it got to be at least, like, level 200 on Ember at this point.
Like, when Ember came out, it was Flamethrower and Zaloxery.
Yeah.
That was it, right? And Zaloxery, that talking about an old head that hasn't been around, right? Those were the names that were playing the Ember.
Get this air. I do like the swap, though. Acno, not really known for having an Ezio, but I mean, the South Americans have been really believing in Ezio for a while now. They really think that Orb is a strong weapon, so Acno might be the one to prove them correct.
So this is Alucard Epic crossover on the Ezio, so we got Orb and Sword here. I think Ezio has the same problem that Rayman had, which was that the two weapons that are together, it's kind of like I guess like a Rayman or a Caspian problem, where it's like some people think that the two weapons do the same thing too much, right? And that the SIGs don't provide anything that's really solves a problem that's in an Orb kit or a Sword kit to justify playing the character. Rayman's problem was that I feel like Gauntlet and Axe players are too far away. Nice nair on the finisher there. And then Caspian's problem is that like Gauntlets and Katars just do the same thing.
They're too close.
I think Ezio's kind of got a similar perspective in the community, so I'm curious to see what it is about his kit that's making everybody go, this is what I want to do. This is why I want to play him, right? Because like when I look at Orb and I look at Sword, I go like, well, you usually have this weapon as your secondary for knockout potential, right? Or if it's your main.
I think, like, as a fan of the Ezio, I think a lot of people like the weapons themselves, but when you look at the signature kit, I think a lot of people fall into the trap of like, oh, there's these gimmicks that I'll fall into, like Sword down sig, and they'll lean on it really hard.
Sword down sig's good, though.
Yeah, but you'll see somebody do it like 5 times on stage because they're like, oh, what if I down sig recovery?
Right, and then I guess the appeal of like, I'm going to downlight side air you or sidelight side air you 10 million times isn't necessarily there for a lot of people once you take the SIGs out of the equation. But so far, Acno versus Flamethrower has been quite close here.
Pretty even.
And for a game to only be 1 stock apiece 2 minutes in on World's End means that they're playing at a pace.
Yeah, it's definitely a different pace than what we've been seeing earlier, right? Like, there was a lot of aggression off rip on Acno's side, but when it didn't lead to a KO, you saw Flamethrower really kind of pump the brakes, say, all right, we're going to go blow for blow, we're going to go back and forth, we're going to drag this one out, and that's fair, because Flamethrower is coming in on Ember, very low defense character, can't afford to take damage, and won't have to worry about it as a down like round pound puts Flamethrower in the lead.
Yeah, good edge guard there onto Acno, switches over the guitars, falls down with those nairs. Sword picked up here. Let's see what Acno's able to get started. Recovery, okay. Goes in for another recovery, and we haven't even seen, I don't think we've seen the down sig coming up from Acno just yet. That was an opportunity for it. Like down sig, D-light recovery, could have worked there when Flamethrower was very close, but Acno just sticking to the bread and butter there. Neutral light, D-light side air, evens things up 1-1.
All right, we'll see what he can do with the Orb now. Decides to back away there, got the side light side air, damage relatively even. You can see Acno playing a little bit more aerial, definitely knows the threat of that bow down light, but nice. Goes in with the aerials, gets that side air.
Weapon throw, doesn't get the dare, gets the recovery though, that's good damage. Acno gets a dash jump side air, looks for one more, nair connects, Flamethrower has to dodge down to the stage at this point, no weapon throw to cover it. Good, does make it back down. Down air does not hit from Acno, and Flamethrower is the side air, that's gonna be it. Acno celebrating with the neutral sig there. Very, it's been a while since I've seen a 4-minute game on World's End. I'm wondering, like, if we go to Demon Island, what will happen there? Because Acno seems perfectly content playing like a very, like, keep away, hit him with 2 attacks style game, and Flamethrower is not cutting through the defenses of Acno fast enough. He had to lead that game, but I never once felt like Acno was like being pressured and being put off stage and having to force a weapon throw to land back down to the ground. That's not really the pace of the game.
It definitely felt like Acno was the aggressor and most of it was Flamethrower on the defense, but like having solid enough defense that it wasn't just like Acno running through Flamethrower. It was just like Acno trying to figure out how to pick apart the defense. And here we go into game number 2. Demon Island, probably like the safest map that was left on the board because we had a Triplat and then we had Mos Eisley, which most pro players just aren't really that familiar with. It is the newest map to the competitive pool, so Demon Island gonna be a little bit more familiar, but
There's a down sig, gets a
Nice.
full charge on it. D-Light side air, doesn't go for the jump after another side air. That could just be it for Flamethrower. He has a dodge, he could drift, D-Light side air again. We might just be seeing this like a bajillion times.
Yep.
That's Flamethrower after the fourth one decides the ground pound and accept that he started this game off one stock down, because that was a fantastic maneuver coming out from Acno and much faster pace than before, and a great usage of the down sig, which I guess Flamethrower just didn't consider after not seeing it a single time in game one.
Yeah, I mean, again, following on the gimmicks of the Ezio, you'll see it on stage for that like combo follow-up, or you'll see it off stage when they're really damaged because it has like a lot of spike.
Strategy.
Okay. Well,
Gimmicks is taking it away from Acno falling down to his...
No, that's not what I'm saying is that Flambo looked at it and thought of the classic gimmicks of on stage for combo or off stage for the really bad spike. But
I see what you're saying.
Early damage off stage, Acno had a follow-up, which Flambo wasn't ready for.
I see. You mean Flamethrower.
Yeah, sorry, Flamethrower. I saw FLA. He's a flash file as far as I'm concerned.
When you started saying it, I thought you were talking about, like, it felt like you were reminiscing about a conversation that you had with Flambo about why you call it a gimmick.
Yeah.
Anyway, Flamethrower here, fighting against Acno. Avoids that one-sider, but Acno's got a lot of damage here. Nice gravity cancel D-Light, using the range of that bow attack. It's one of the best combo stars in terms of range in the game. Recovery comes through. Acno does not get the nair on the way back down, but D-Light recovery would knock out Flamethrower at this point. Just a dash up recovery, not going to do it. I'm actually a little surprised, but Acno looks like he's going to be closing out the stock in quick fashion, unless Flamethrower can get something here with his weapon throw.
You know, credit to Flamethrower, though. Did bring this one back, considering he was basically a full stock behind at the start of this one.
Oh, he could take the stock.
Nice.
Oh, he went for gravity cancel down sig there. Trying to catch Acno off guard. Gets the recovery. Wait, Flamethrower's got control over the match now. Downlight coming through. Acno can't land. Weapon throw.
Oh!
Nice job of that down sig. And that's going to be Flamethrower from what I thought was super dire straits.
Yeah.
Taking the lead once again here in game two. Acno brings it right back, though, just like in game one. And after that, we saw Acno really tighten things up. So let's see if Flamethrower is able to cut through the defenses this time and bring it to a tie game. This would be the first time we wouldn't have a 3-0 if that's the case.
Well, we'll see if we can do it right now. Acno has taken a little bit more damage than Flamethrower, but this is very evenable. Goes in for that second nair there. I think technically a third one.
Ooh, nice wake up coming out from Acno. Falling a side air again. Flamethrower jumping all the way up into the sky. Switches over to the bow. Let's see if a downlight comes out here from Flamethrower. It's the best way to be able to break up the space. But also, you can see Acno's ready for it. Like, if Acno's able to spot dodge, even with like a preemptive priming reaction to that the downlight that Flamethrower is looking for here, he can get so much damage off on the orb. There's that downlight. He's been waiting for it, right? Like, I could feel Flamethrower like looking for it for like the last 30 seconds, but he does end up getting that end sig. Acno with no jumps manages to make it back to the stage. This is Flamethrower's game to lose.
Yep,
another nair hits, jungle state, gets the recovery, disarms him. Flamethrower switches over the guitars, primes a bow. Side sig does whiff though, and Acno gets a dive kick recovery. The down sig, sniping Acno where he stands, gives game number 2 to Flamethrower. Even at a damage deficit that game. And that game opened up with Acno taking no damage on the first stock. Flamethrower played that entire game with 2 stocks and won.
Yeah, that was incredible play on the side of Flamethrower. And it kind of shows, like, this is that experience that Flamethrower has. We talked about at the start of the set, just like Flamethrower's been playing this character since its inception, since its launch.
We were talking about how much of an old head Acno is, but Flamethrower has been around the entire way too. Just hasn't had the same storied, like, top 8 performances all the time, right? But yeah, the experience from Flamethrower there really showing up, because the down sig that we saw in that game is like, people look at that move and they go, that's the move you're supposed to use to spike people off stage.
It's supposed to cover the wall.
But it has an immense amount of knockoff potential, as you see there, if you hit the grounded version of it while someone's on the ground. You're not bouncing them off the stage, you're actually just launching them into the sky, and Flamethrower uses that move to great effect to be able to take game number 2. And now we're moving to a stage with the platform here on Fortress of Lions.
All right. Game number 3 here. The first time we've got a 1-1 on our main stage here. And Acno with the orb. Not going to get the same start as he did in game number 2. You're seeing him just kind of find these taps onto Flamethrower.
Yeah, let's see if he's been very conservative with the signatures that he's used from Ezio's kit so far. Side sig gets a little bit of like a dagger, you dash forward. We haven't seen him use that too much just yet. Let's see if we get that. Flamethrower fighting with unarmed pretty well. Disarms him. Side air down like Nair. Goes over the side sig after the dash back on the platform. Could have been huge damage. Keeping it close. Ooh, side stick hits him. Yeah. That just knocked, even off the bounce on the stage.
Dude, that signature is deceptively strong. I mean, again, we talked about Flamethrower's stats on the Ember. Like 3 defense makes it really squishy, but also gets really good stats on everything else, right? Strong strength, relatively good dex and movement speed as well.
Oh, down light. Doesn't get the follow-up afterwards. Was actually surprised that it connected. Recovery is going to knock out. Acno just drifts Flamethrower up to the top blast zone. 2 stocks to 2 now. Orb trying to juggle, but Flamethrower looking much more in control. Weapon throw pickup, doesn't get anything afterwards. Goes to the down light. Good dodge into the turnaround neutral lights to get some damage on the Flamethrower, but Flamethrower is getting a lot more damage back. Recovery, ooh, sends Acno high. Orb's about like half its way down on getting knocked out of Acno's hands. Downstick not going to hit just yet, and Acno does actually use a lot of resources there to go off the right side of the stage. D-light side air. Acno's going to be disarmed pretty soon. He's got to switch.
Yeah, he's got to really think about how he's going to get in on Flamethrower. You can see Flamethrower once again playing back. Nice, the N-Sig also slide charge, so it was at a different height than I think Flamethrower was expecting. Neutral light connects, but a side sig again. Going to finish off another stock.
Yeah, Orb flew out of his hand. Didn't matter because he was also flying into the blast zone. Flamethrower now up 2-1 convincingly. And I'm actually giving this set in favor of Flamethrower if Acno continues on the Ezio in this way, just because after seeing the last game, Flamethrower didn't even play with a stock with what Acno did on that first game, or that second game, and still Flamethrower came out ahead, and now it's 2 stocks to 1. Down nice. Into recovery, not going to knock out just yet. What else we got? Dash forward, recovery.
Yeah, going to start fishing for that finisher here. You can see Acno just
good
throwing
dodge.
out the heavy moves.
Oh, side air ground pound goes for the down sig. Acno just hits up, hitting it with the unarmed recovery. Nice follow-up from Acno. Good job dodging the move that finished off his stock last game. But he still has another stock to get through here if he wants to bring it to match point.
Yep, this is game 3. This is that kind of pivot game here as both of them have won. Acno with the gravity cancel silent there. Actually caught him on the back end of that.
Now Flamethrower with the guitars. Fall it fades back. Nice side air. Acno goes in for the recovery. Falling down here, what's Flamethrower going to be able to do? One nair, dash forwards, goes for that side air. Okay, Acno has an edge guard opportunity, but no, Flamethrower just comes. Now I'm saying it.
Yeah, think about it.
I see the FLA now. Just like, ooh.
All right, and
Flam goes on over to EU.
We miss Flam though.
He's
all right though, Flamethrower.
He's just not.
N-Sig thrown out, easy punish. It's Acno fun. With the 3-piece.
Nice neutral light. Daring recovery almost comes through. Ooh, it's close. Ooh. There's a side sig, and it just gets jumped right over. It's probably the last time we're going to see it. Yeah. Oh, what is going to happen here? D-Light recovery. I feel like there's going to be an Acno win, but Flamethrower is able to steal it away. Okay, side sig. I'm watching for it, and both side sigs have been punished so far from both players. Flamethrower finds himself without a weapon.
Nice.
Oh, picks it up off the spawn. You know, and that spawn was actually really good for Flamethrower, yet Acno reacted to it faster. Which is really impressive to me considering that Acno had the weapon advantage to begin with, right? So he had to like throw his weapon, dash jump forward, pick up the weapon, gravity cancel pivot down light. The spawn came in favor of Flamethrower, who didn't even have one, right? So here it comes. He's on top of it. He just doesn't grab it, and Acno goes, well, don't mind if I do. Grabs it, goes for the gravity cancel, D-Light recovery, gets the stock, and now brings it to the match point. Really well played from Acno there in game 3.
Yeah, that's a crazy reaction on the side of Acno, because that's not like a situation you can really practice. That's just Acno being like, all right, I know exactly what to do, and just having that raw reaction speed to go in, dash jump.
And Flamethrower could have picked it up on the spawn in, was right on top of it, but just wasn't quick enough, right? Was too worried about avoiding the damage that could have came out from Acno. And in that way, ended up succumbing to it. So here we go. Flamethrower at match point has to win 2 games in a row to stay on the winner's side here. Acno a game away from going up against Lil Mev in winner's top 8. And starting off strong with a 4-piece combo there, ending with the recovery. Gets the neutral stick. That's going to knock Flamethrower out. And just like game 2, Acno's on his way to losing this one.
Very possible, because this started very good for him.
That's what happened in game 2, right? So if I'm not looking at honestly, I'm trolling a little too hard there. Acno's playing quite well.
You're cursing him. You're trying to, you're willing
I'm
a
just
game
saying,
5.
when a game starts off that strong, that's where it looked like Acno kind of just goes like, ha, easy, this one's in the bag. And then he like loses and he goes like, I don't know what I'm doing there. Acno's the kind of person I think that would do that. Like, if his lead's like too high, he just like tries a little less hard.
He'll woe off the gas pedal, and unfortunately, sometimes that
and that
gives
could be
room.
enough. Yeah, like these matches are played high enough to where like if you were winning with like a 80% of your potential and you go down to a 77, that might just be the difference maker, right?
I mean, right now, Flamethrower doing a really good job, not taking too much damage here. Has Acno in the red. Just needs that finishing blow. Almost had it on the edge guard on the left. Down sig, not going to work this time. Yeah, Acno's starting to be a little bit smarter, but there's a side sig, and yeah, that'll clean it up.
It's crazy because the knockback speed isn't very quick on that side sig. So Acno is just flying for a while until he drifts to the blast zone. That side sig going to be able to do it, though, even off the bounce. Neutral light sends Flamethrower to the right side of the stage. Recovery avoided. Acno goes for down sig. Gravity cancel downlight punishes it. Gets the end sig on the dodge through, and Flamethrower does a good amount of damage, but a D-light recovery at this point would certainly knock out. I say certainly, but I'm actually not sure. It's like there. Well, at that range.
Okay.
If it was on the
They were
ground,
already a jump height,
if it was on the ground, I wasn't really.
No, just be confident.
Sure.
And certainly.
That's right. I can always just say like, oh wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I've never seen a recovery.
A D-light recovery not knocking out at red on Demon Islands.
Okay, falling there.
Really good job bringing this back so far. Nair hits.
Good spacing. Oh, I really like how he did that one.
Too.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
He dash landed specifically to go to the left side after he saw that Acno whiffed, and then came in with the side sig to the right. Like that was really good play from Flamethrower.
Did he dash land slide charge pivot the side sig? Because it looked like there's some momentum craziness there. I want to be able to see that after the game. We might, well, depending on the result, we might have more or less time, right? Because if Flamethrower wins, we won't have that much time. And Flamethrower looks like he's going to win, Duke.
He's
what
doing
did I
good.
say? When
He's doing
Acno
good.
starts off the game with like a whole stock lead, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Flamethrower destroyed him. That match was very confusing.
That final stock there, that is, again, Amber just being deceptive.
Side sig right there. Let's look at this one.
It's all side sigs.
So Dashland, yeah, I think it was Dashland. I don't know if he got a slide charge into that pivot, but he definitely pivoted the side sig. Man, that side sig is strong.
Yeah.
Wow.
She shoots the bow on the end of it too, which is I think why Acno was like, oh, that reached way further than I expected. But now
how many times is it going to
5.
have to happen before it's expected? Right? Because that's been 5 times over the set. 50? 50? Yeah. I don't think he's got time.
So he's not going to learn in this set.
Oh, if Flamethrower takes Acno out game 5 in winner's quarters, then that is truly a crazy top 8.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a wild top side of top 8.
Wow. Let's see if Acno is able to hold on to it, because I was pretty confident that Acno had a really good path going into the Winter Championship here, but if it's stopped by Flamethrower, I don't know what their head-to-head is. But I know I'm sure they've played quite a bit in the past. And now we're opening up with like the slowest start of the stock that we've seen the entire set.
I cannot fault Acno though. He's playing around just the range that Bo has, right? That downlight range, and also now the threat of that side sig. Even if you're not in that KO percent, that's still
also
reaches.
The threat of 0 to knockouting Flamethrower and losing the game. That's the biggest threat, right? You have to keep it slow, because
your biggest enemy is yourself.
Because apparently, having a lead that big is a little too uncomfortable for Acno. He's got to keep it close the entire way. Neutral light comes through. Anything else after that? Downlight's the wrong way, and Flamethrower doesn't punish any of that. Even with the gravity cancel, D-light doesn't go for the downlight. I'm very surprised.
All right, trying to approach there. Okay, goes in, hits that in air, getting these little bits of damage, but it's really going to come down to that game of horse. Who's going to get closer? Who's going to get those KOs first? Nice, that's a burn dodge, and that's a punish. Acno, can he finish the stock?
D-light side air, Flamethrower makes it back. Acno starving of the weapons. No gravity cancel D-light coming through here. That's a good weapon spawn for Flamethrower. Down sig does not get punished. And both players are really trying to catch each other out of their jumps. They're not really succeeding.
Side sig gonna whiff. Flamethrower keeps throwing out these gravity cancel
Crazy
sigs.
preemptive sig too.
Yeah.
It wasn't really in reaction to like any of Acno's movement there.
It's kind of just a bet. Like he's because Acno does do the the classic ebb and flow, like poke forward, move back, and he's just betting that he's gonna catch Acno off guard, but it has not
for a D-light
worked.
recovery here at this point, I think. Well, weapon throw.
No weapons.
Side air, okay. No one's got any weapons here.
Easy punish again coming out from Acno.
Oh, that's a lot. And he gets the nair of the jump as well. Denies Flamethrower of the weapon as, on the orb.
Watch the side sig.
You think it's going to be side sig?
I
think it's
feel
too,
like
it's
he's
too high
done
damage
so
for
well
side
with
sig.
it.
It's too high damage.
Oh, man.
It is weird that he hasn't been letting it rip on the bow so far. And he might, see, if he does it and it misses though, I don't know. Yeah, this is crazy. Flamethrower is having so much trouble hitting Acno here. He's not, and he's playing so afraid to take this damage.
Okay.
Finally gets the downlight nair, but at a certain point, I guess, I don't know. You just gotta go in.
Yeah, I mean, it really is Acno, like, really changing it up, right? We talked about how game one, it was like Acno felt like the aggressor. He was the one who was pushing forward. This time, it feels like Acno's asking Flamethrower to come at him, and Flamethrower keeps taking it. He keeps going for a gravity cancel approach, and Acno's like, all right, time to hit you.
Let's see what Flamethrower is able to do. This is winner's bracket stock for Flamethrower. Acno's got 2 more to play with. And it's a whole stock advantage, too. And Acno really is, you're right, he is just saying, okay, I've learned my lesson. I am ahead. I am staying over here. And every once in a while, he jumps into center, catches a Flamethrower out of a jump, gets a recovery, D-Light there, here and there. Flamethrower goes for that weapon throw, does not work out. D-Light recovery, nair. Acno is just chipping away at Flamethrower's last stock here.
Yeah, he's really playing that weapon-starved game as well. Downsig not going to connect. Thought Flamethrower was going to come forward, but still denying weapons. Side light, side air. Flamethrower is in trouble, and that'll do it. Acno going to close it out 3-2 over Flamethrower,
Which is like,
our closest set.
That game 5, though, is how I expected the entire set to go. And it's also worth considering that the Alucard, right, Epic Crossover, the Ezio, is a very, very new addition to Acno's kit, whereas Acno traditionally has played